Hello and welcome. I'm Precious Red and you're watching Entertainment and Lifestyle with Red. Please subscribe, like and share. Thank you so much for joining me today on this episode of ELR. Today I'm going to be talking about my second most traumatic experience ever. Well, my most traumatic experience, I'm not sure if I want to talk about this. I'm not sure if I want to share that publicly, but maybe someday I'll talk about it. But today I'm going to be talking about my second most traumatic experience ever. So let's rewind to December this time last year, 2020. It was, I think, 22, 23, 24. I think 22, 23, thereabout. So, in the 20s, I can't remember the exact date. I had just moved out of my family house. I got an apartment at Baduri, Aja, if you're conversant with that area. And so I moved out. I was excited. Gosh, my very own place, my first time, we're moving out and stuff. So on this day, we hear things that Lagos is not safe, but I had not experienced it firsthand. On this fateful day, I had things to do at CMS, Balogun Market. I was supposed to send a delivery to Abuja or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but I was sending some of my products out to Abuja. Yes, to Abuja. So myself and my neighbor went because my neighbor also had something to do there. I think he wanted to do some Christmas shopping and all. So, and he drives. I rode with him to the market. So on our way back, and this was like we left 7:30ish. 7:30ish. We had different stops. His car tire had an issue, something happened, so we're just stopping and delaying and all that till okay, fine. We now started heading home. Then we got to Eleganza area, that's before Aja, and there was traffic, so we thought it was like maybe traffic lights or something, but there was traffic. Then we saw people coming down from their vehicles, we saw people coming down from buses, and they were running the other way. Me, I've never experienced anything like that. I've never seen anything like that. I mean, I haven't. So people were coming down and we were wondering, why are people running? So I kind of looked out my window and I saw an SUV was lying on its side. I don't know how those guys pushed the vehicle so much that it toppled over on its side. So I saw the SUV on its side and I saw like 6 guys surrounding it and they were breaking it, hitting it. That's how I told my neighbor, he's a guy, like, I think something is happening at the front. They are breaking the car. So I think he has lived there for longer. And I was like, oh, they are robbers, we need to run. He tried turning, but it's traffic. People had left their cars on the express and they were running back. So he could not move, so he just came out of the car. He said, Precious, run, and he disappeared. I have never run so much. I've not run for trouble before. I haven't. So I came down and I ran, I was still, running, running. So the other side of the express was very busy. People were flying through, was very busy. Because I considered crossing to the other side, but I was like, I'm not going to die because some people are robbing at the front. I'm not going to break my legs. No guy is going to jam me and I'll now die. So those ones were there. So I decided not to cross to the other side. So instead of running zigzag or running to the other, I don't even know what I was supposed to do, but I was running straight. And I learned later that that's a big mistake. So I was running. The next I just heard a voice behind me, stop. And this person just held me from the back. This guy, I don't know who he was, but he was a man. He held me from the back and pinned me to a car that they've left. Pinned me to the car. So I was like this, and the only thing I took and ran was my phone. I had 2 phones. I bought a new one like maybe that week. That phone was precious to me, although I replaced it. And so I held that one. My other phone was my my bag, my documents, passport, NIN. No, I didn't have NIN at the time. Did I have NIN? Yeah, I had NIN. Yeah, I had NIN. My NIN card and all that was in my bag. And this guy held me and he said, "Give me your phone." So I didn't even think, just, I gave it to him, and he left me and he was now saying, "Kill him, shoot him." He had this very long machete that he was holding, so I was there, and when he was saying that, I just, like looked around. I saw some other guys coming from the other side. So I dove into the middle of cars. I just drove and did like this, and I got to where I saw a cluster of people waiting the robbery out. So I don't know, I'm just thankful that nobody stabbed me at my back, because they could have easily shot me, or they could have macheted me at the back, but they didn't harm me. They just held me and collected my phone. And even though that happened, that was really traumatic for me, so after that, we heard that it's like they've gone. Then we trooped out and we went back to the car. People were now checking for things that have been lost. My neighbor, they took his phone from the car. They took some other things from his car. I just want to bless the name of the Lord. They did not touch my handbag that had my documents. I had important things there. I mentioned a few. I even had more inside that bag. So, and NIN that I swear, the way I paid money, and the stress I went through to get that NIN. Remember that year? How we were struggling for NIN? Please, though, I was just so thankful that thank God. And this happened in a period where NICC, was it NICC? They banned, they had stopped giving out new SIMs until, I think, everybody, there was, I can't really remember particularly, but they had stopped giving out new SIMs. So you have to, if you lose your SIM or your lower, that's it. And it was that period they stole my SIM and everything. So on our way back home, people were like, sorry, that's how they do during Christmas period, and that place is dangerous. And this was not 12 midnight, guys. This was like past 8 in the evening. That was the part that bust my brain. So I was like, is this how they used to do in this area? And me, I just moved. Like, it's not even as if my rent is about to expire. I just paid. Wahala. So that's how that went. And I felt that they could not have access to my phone because my phone was locked, fingerprint locked and code and all that. And many of my bank apps were not on that phone because I was still moving things from my old phone to that phone, So, and I had my old phone with me, only that my old phone did not have a SIM because my SIM was in the new phone that got stolen. So I just felt that these people can have access to my phone, access to my information. They cannot touch my money, and I had good money at that time in my accounts. So then it was late. Got back home. I didn't even tell anybody that anything had happened. I just went back to my bed and I just slept. The next day, woke up. Then I found my way back to my family house, and that was like in the evening. And I decided to withdraw from one of my accounts because I didn't really have cash. And they said insufficient balance. That my head just did boom, boom, boom. What? Insufficient? I had a lot of money inside that account, and I checked my other account, and I checked the balance. They had wiped that account, and I checked my other account. I saw they had slashed half. Good money. They had slashed half of that money. The only money they didn't touch was the money in my business account, and that one, I don't know. I think I wasn't receiving text messages from that app. I don't know why they didn't touch that one, but they touched like two or three. Access, Zenith, Access and Zenith. Yes, they touched Access and Zenith. It was crazy for me. I lost, I don't know if I should tell you guys. I lost. It was so painful because I wanted to invest it. I had plans for it. When that happened, gosh, I was sad for days. I now understood. I wasn't myself. I now understood how when we hear of billionaires losing all their money and they now commit suicide. At that point I understood their pain, because me, I cannot commit suicide. I love myself so much. I'm a very positive person. I cannot commit suicide. And even how much is the money I'm committing suicide? But I was saddened. I was low. Like, I was at a low point in my life. Nothing could make me happy at that time. My mind was fixated on the fact that I lost my new phone and I lost all this money, and I could not do what I planned to do anymore, and I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it. You know, it was very hurtful. Gosh, I went to the bank. They said it was OTP. They used one time. There's a way they can do it. That what they did was that they took out my SIM and they put my SIM into another phone, and they were able to get my my information from my banks using one-time passcode. And at that time I was pissed with all the banks in Nigeria. I was like, so what's the point of me putting my money in the bank if anybody can lay hold on my SIM, just have my number, and you can get my money? So what am I doing? Why is my money there in the first place? Why not I just put it inside piggy bank, like Congoli, what do they call that thing, the box where you put kolo? Why not I just do that? You know, I was mad at that period. I was seeing red. But you know, life continues, and we thank God for life. I was just thankful that nothing bad happened to me, but it traumatized me for a while. So once it's seven like this, my body's already tricking me. I need to go home. I try to get home before it gets dark, you know. So that really affected me in that, you know, like that way. If I'm going home, my eyes are sharp. I'm looking around, okay, for signs. If anybody is coming anyhow, you know. So it really traumatized me, and it was crazy. So that was my second most traumatizing experience. I've left Aja now, so I'm fine. I'm fine, but that was crazy, you know. So, you know, now that we are in December 2021, it just made me remember, you know, that, and I decided to talk about it. You know, I dragged banks, so I dragged them, but there was really nothing they could do, because the corporates, I don't know, is it that, don't they have BVN? Can't you trace them? I don't understand. See, I'm already getting worked up. I don't understand. Someone stole my money. Don't they have a BVN? Would they ever put money in any account ever in their lives? Because I don't understand it. Anyways, they said they couldn't do that because if there was no money inside the account. They withdrew everything cash, like straight away. They didn't keep any money in any of their accounts, so they withdrew all that. You know, I mean, you have their information. Can't you give it to the police to find them? Gosh. Anyway, so that was my experience. So we've come to the end of the episode. Have you ever been robbed? I hope you were not hurt. Can you tell me all about it? Do you have any traumatic experience that is related to this? And if you have anyone that's not really related to this, you can also let me know in the comments. I would love to read from you, and I would also reply. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I'm Precious Red. See you next time. Bye.